All right, what is up? Welcome back, Family Legacy Funding Squad. We got an awesome Value Bomb Wednesday for you. Today, we're going to be talking about how to handle credit limit increases. And at the time of this recording, the presidential US election just was complete. Trump won. This is completely off topic, but I'm just curious for you guys. There's a lot of people who are excited. There's a lot of people who are sad. Whatever it is, I'm very curious to know if you guys are open to sharing who you guys were supporting and why. Drop that down in the comments below because it's going to be a very interesting next 4 years. And personally for me, I'm really hoping and praying that he's able to deliver on those promises that he has come in. But, drop who you guys voted for in the comments and why you guys voted. I'd love to hear you guys out because this will be affecting how businesses are ran, how lending's happening, especially real estate. So we're in for a very interesting next 4 years. Whether you voted for him or not, doesn't really matter. It is what it is, and you got to accept it and, hope he does the best. But, I know a lot of people were excited and a lot of people were sad. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think. But as I mentioned, let's get down to it, guys. We're going to be talking about, here, let me bring this up. Awesome. So we're going to be talking about credit limit increases. So what are they? And, how do we kind of go through this, right? So basically, if you go in with a simple phone call, you could unlock an extra thousands additional funding for your business. And imagine having the flexibility to fund more deals or expand your projects without needing new credit lines. And this is why this is super important. Today, we're going to be talking about what are credit limit increases, why they're important, how to actually get them. And I always love giving you guys some extra bonus sauce towards the end. So make sure you guys stick to the end so that you guys could partake in that. So I always like sharing some key insider tips that could help even increase your credit limit increases and getting those chances approved by even more. So again, make sure to stick to the very end. But when it comes down to this, right, in the world of funding, not everything is always going to be according to plan, right? Sometimes banks will give lower limits. That could be due to them just tightening up than what you were hoping for, right? And that's fine. So don't freak out. You are easily still able to overcome this with a simple credit line increase request. The other thing I want you guys to remember is even if you get a low limit, it's not the end of the world. There are tons of banks and cards out there to get funding for. So low limits, yes, they do sometimes happen. Usually it's an error on the person applying if they didn't optimize things. But sometimes there's stuff out of your control, right? The bank might just tighten up because of the economy or whatever it is. And they are uncommon, but again, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, you want to swing for the fences with every approval and get it maximized to the limits. But here's how to handle that situation if it does arise. For an example, I had a 30K card with Umpqua Bank on the first card that I applied with them. Then I applied for the second card with them, and I only got approved for 5K, and I was super upset, and I was about to just accept that it is what it is. But, I was bummed, and I followed the same strategy that I'm going to teach you guys, and I brought that 5K limit and got it up to 25K just by simply being nice and having a conversation and having a good backstory and knowing what they wanted to hear to be able to get approved for that. And that's what I'm going to show you guys today. But before we get into that, you guys got to know why the hell do we even give a shit? It's pretty obvious, right? But first, what are credit limit increases? Credit limit increases is any time when your credit card issuer raises the maximum amount that you could borrow on your credit card. For example, if you have a 10K limit and get a 5K increase, your new limit becomes 15K, right? Pretty straightforward. But if you guys are getting low limits, comment the word increase down below and I'll show you guys how to change that. But pretty straightforward. Now, most important thing, why are they important? Right? There's three main things. One, there's more purchasing power. And more purchasing power, allows you to fund bigger deals or multiple projects simultaneously, right? The other thing too is this is going to help improve your guys' credit score. A higher credit limit overall lowers your credit utilization, which is a big factor in boosting your credit score, right? So like, let's say between all your cards, you only have a 10K total and you're using 5K out of all your cards, right? But if the total increases to, let's say, 20K and you're still using that 5K, now you're using a lot less utilization. In the first example, if you have 5 out of 10K, you're at 50% utilization. If they boost up your credit limit from 10 to 20, now that's only 5K of 20, that's 25%, right? Versus 50. So helps boost up your credit score. The third thing is this is going to help build strong relationships with lenders. So regularly increasing limits demonstrates to the banks that you're responsible with credit and making you eligible for more favorable terms in the future when you do apply for other cards. So like on the personal credit side, right, a big part of this is we want to show the banks that you are a trustworthy borrower. If the bank only sees, Bobby with a $500 credit limit, it's going to be hard to convince them to give me like a 50K card, right? However, if I have a card that has like 20K on it, it makes more sense for them to want to give us more funding. And that's always the strategy here, right? So if you guys are currently getting low limits, again, comment the word increase below and we'll show you guys how to change that. And number 3 is, when should you guys apply for credit limit increases? So I always tell people immediately once you get the card, right? Some banks will make you wait, and some banks will do either a soft inquiry or a hard inquiry to give you that increase, right? But I always tell people, always just immediately go for one. The worst they're going to do is say no. If it's a soft inquiry, then it doesn't affect your credit at all. If it's a hard inquiry, you will take a ding, but who cares? Since you guys are part of the dopest community ever, I already taught you guys how to remove those hard inquiries so it's not negatively affecting you guys, so you guys can keep applying for more and more funding. So that's super key here. If you guys still don't know how to remove your hard inquiries, comment the word inquiries down below and I'll send you guys that free training. Now, once we've done the immediate request for the credit limit increase, whether they say yes or no or whatever, my recommendation is set something in your calendar for every 3, 6, 9, 12 months and request for another increase, right? Like if you've been paying on time and keeping your balances low, this is a good time to request for an increase. Set it on your calendar for every 3 months to request one. The other thing too is when your income increases. If your income has gone up, you have a stronger case to show banks you could handle a higher limit. The other thing too is when your credit score improves. So this is kind of a given. You should always go into these applications with the optimum credit. If you guys don't know how to optimize your credit, comment the word optimize and I'll send you guys that free training of exactly what the banks you're looking for. But let's say you're in desperate need of funding, you might have applied when your utilization was higher, you still had negatives, whatever. If your credit's improving, and you got approved for it, but you got like a lower limit. When it does improve, ask for another credit limit increase. If you've been working on your credit and it has significantly improved, leverage that momentum to get that increase. Now, the most important thing, this is why we're here, is how do we actually apply for one? You can usually request a credit limit increase online via your bank's app. So that's option number 1. The second option is by calling customer service. For me, this is the most effective as it makes you more personal. And, if you're just doing it through the bank's online app, you're basically just going through a computer algorithm. Anytime you can talk to a person and share your story and become more real with them, higher odds, you could pull on some like emotional strings or just, give them logic as to why you deserve this higher limit, right? So, couple things is when we call customer service, make sure you have your data points and notes that you put on the application ready at hand in case they ask for that info. Like if you told them, hey, this is my income on the application, but then you tell them something completely different when you're with them on the phone, that doesn't really look too good, right? So make sure you have all that on hand before you call them. Number two is call the bank, right? Literally just Google the name. Like I would type in Umpqua Bank. And if it's a business or personal credit card support, just type that in, Umpqua personal credit card or business credit card support. Get the number and then implement this script to speaking to the bankers that I'm about to show you guys right now. So before we get into that script, there's 4 key main parts of this, right? Build rapport. A lot of these, you're talking to a customer support agent essentially, and a lot of the people they talk to are pissed off at them and their life kind of sucks, right? They're dealing with people who are pissed off. So be nice, this should just be across the board. Just don't be an asshole, even if you are upset at something. Like it's not their fault, right? So build rapport, make your case, and have a compelling reason as to why you deserve it, right? Number 3 is request a specific amount. And number 4 is, the closing and the ask, right? So something important too is the script I'm about to walk you guys through is you don't have to say it exactly word for word. Don't trip up on it. Just understand the structure of what we're talking about here and the fill in the blank part. So drum roll, please, let's go. So here's the script for when you're asking for a credit limit increase for business. So I'm just going to read it right off the screen for you guys. So, you call them. Yeah, hi, my name is Miggle. I'm calling because I recently applied for one of your business credit cards, the Chase Business Inc. My business does low risk industry, i.e. consulting. We just locked in a new client who will be doubling our revenue, but we needed some working capital to start and complete the project. That was our reason for applying for the card in the first place. Boom, that's your compelling reason. I have excellent credit, insert your credit score. I have a 760 and was pretty bummed I was only approved for, 20K. We can't really do anything with that, so we won't be able to use it. Boom. That they don't want to hear that. They want to know that you're actually going to use it because that's how they make money. We were hoping to get, 60K or at the very minimum 50K to get this project started. Our business does, whatever your business revenue does, we always like to use estimated figures and income. I just wanted to know why I got approved for such a low limit and how can we get an increased limit. Boom. That's the fucking script. That is the gameplay, word for fucking word for you guys. Just fill in these blanks, have a compelling reason. Again, you don't have to use it word for word, but just understand what the psychology of this is, right? We're giving them that compelling reason. We're letting them know how much we wanted and giving them like almost a minimum amount of like, okay, if you can't do this, can you at least do this? So we're basically already pre-negotiating with them, right? And we're building up those compelling reasons why we deserve it. Now, the next thing is the script is going to be a little different if we're doing personal credit. So let's get into that. So with personal credit, it's going to be a little different. So it's like, hey, Bobby, my name is Miggle. I'm calling because I recently applied for one of your personal cards, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I was very bummed I only got approved for 5K. I have a 760 credit score and I work as a sales executive making, XYZ amount in income. I have some big purchases coming up, and I wanted to use this card to get the sign-on bonus and rewards for it. I wanted to see why I was approved for such a low limit and see if there was any way to get an increase. So big part again is compelling reason, right? We made our case why we deserve it. Our credit score is great. We make solid income. We've got a good job. Of course, we're going to be able to pay back whatever we borrow, right? All great signs. That's what they want to hear. And for the compelling reason, right, we're telling them we got some big purchases. We want to take advantages of these rewards and sign-on bonuses. So of course they want to give you a higher credit limit. But that's basically it, guys. If you guys want this exact word for word script, comment the word script down below and I'll send you exactly how to do it, because I know most of you guys are not taking notes on this. So if you want it done super easy, I will literally send you guys the PDF on what to exactly say, copy and paste word for word. Super easy. I'm here to make funding and optimizing the credit as easy as possible for you guys. Now, like I said, importance of the script is, here are the kind of the main things that you want to have on hand. This is kind of like the plug and play. Name of the card. This is for business. Name of the card, low risk industry, the amount you received, the amount you wanted, the minimum amount, your revenue and income, personal, name of the card, XYZ amount you got approved, your credit score, your position, and the amount you were hoping to get, right? Now, how much, actually, yeah, so that's basically it, but this gets us into the bonus sauce, right? So as promised, here's kind of a key insider tip to get extra limits. Here's the sauce, you guys. So an important thing to know is how much of an increase should I ask for, right? We don't want to ask for something ridiculous and just automatically get denied. Don't get greedy here, guys, right? We want to be realistic. So what I'm about to walk you guys through, this is the one going to help us increase our odds of approvals and just creating a baseline of how much we should ask for, right? Because again, we don't want to be greedy. We want to be realistic. So a general rule of thumb is ask for 2 to 3x of the current limit. So for example, if you got approved for 5K, I would ask for 15K. And a lot of times these banks, even if they don't give you that limit, they could counter, and be like, oh, sorry, you asked for 15, but the best we could do is 10K. It's like, okay, no worries. Just freaking take it. It's better than what you got. And sometimes they might even just say like, oh, sorry, we couldn't get you approved for 15K. Then just ask them like, okay, what can you approve me for? Can you do 10? Whatever, So again, be realistic. Don't get greedy. One thing I would say is go for a 1.5 to 2x limit. This is if you already got a solid limit. So for example, if you already got 50K, they probably aren't going to give you 150K on a card, right? Just on one single card. That doesn't really make sense. But they might be more reasonable to giving you, 75 or 100. It just really depends. Something very important for you guys to note too is each bank's a little different, right? Each bank has a different risk tolerance and how much they're willing to give out without providing docs. So we specialize in getting you guys approved with what's called a no doc check approval, meaning, LLC could be new, personal income low, doesn't even need business revenue, we could still get you funded, right? Once you start asking for too much, then they're going to start doc checking you. And if you don't have that, then you're shit out of luck, right? So you'll want to know that to understand how much to ask for. So for example, Chase will give a maximum of 150K no doc. That's between business credit cards and business lines of credit. So it wouldn't really make sense to ask for a 200K card if you already got approved for 70K on one of their cards, right? So just a couple things to keep in mind before you guys actually start asking for those credit limit increases. You want to know how much, right? But that's basically it, guys. I hope this was very valuable. Thank you guys for lending me your eyes, ears, and attention. And as usual, I'm always dropping sauce, but for the people who want to take this seriously and want some sort of guidance, we're here to help. We do have paid services, but if you're a cheapskate and don't want to pay, then hey, it's okay. I don't hate you guys. I'm here to provide value, whether you're a customer or not. But if you guys have a 700 plus credit score and want to take out all the guessing when it comes to getting funded, comment the word funding, and we'll see if our done for you funding services or our one-on-one coaching services is a good fit for you. Now, for the people below 700, we still got you, right? If you have a below 700 credit score and you're ready to invest in fixing your credit so that you could go out, get funding, go get approved for lending, your car, your home, whatever it is, we've got tons and tons of testimonials. You just literally go check out my Instagram on the client win section. You're going to see tons of funding wins, tons of credit repair wins, but comment the word repair and we'll see if we can help you out as well. But as usual, peace out, much love, stay beautiful, and we will see you guys in the next motherfucking video. Peace.